A breaking news alert tonight. Some new details on a deadly crash that has closed the northbound lanes of Highway 69 in Port Arthur. This is unfolding near Central Mall.
Well, this happened a little before 3 o'clock between Highway 365 and Nederland Avenue. 12 News reporter Jordan James is on the scene right now.
Deja, detectives and other officers have now been out here for nearly 3 hours processing the scene. As of now, Highway 69 northbound is closed and traffic is being diverted toward the service road. This crash had happened around 3 o'clock involving two drivers. Port Arthur police confirmed with us that one of the drivers is dead and the other one was transported to the hospital in critical condition. Chief Tim Durso says it's too early to tell if the road conditions played a factor. With the exception of a few slick spots, the highway seems to be clear. Port Arthur police and TxDOT are both out here assisting with the crash investigation. As of now, one person is dead and another person was rushed to the hospital. Chief Tim Durso says it's still very early in the investigation and that he expects the highway to remain closed for at least another hour. Reporting here live in Port Arthur, Jordan James, 12 News.
Also breaking tonight, police, sheriff's deputies, and state troopers are searching for a driver who bailed after the chase. They say a missing woman could have possibly been with this suspect. Now, he's described as a 20-year-old white man. He's just over 6 feet tall and weighs about 180 pounds. The chase started in the city of Liberty early this afternoon and ended near the Interstate 10 and Cardinal Drive split. We've reached out to Liberty PD for updates, and we'll make sure we pass that along once more info is available.
Now to an alert from our 12 News storm trackers. They expect another hard freeze overnight. When you wake up, temperatures will be back in the 20s. Definitely another night where we're all going to be bundling up and thinking about protecting our pipes.
Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn is in the Storm Tracker Center right now. Patrick, what can we expect this time around?
Well, it looks like it's going to be mainly a dry night. Still some patchy flurries possible up in the lakes area. They're right at or just below freezing as we continue to watch the upper level disturbance move through the state. And it looks like another pipe buster across the area as we clear skies. A hard freeze in effect for all of southeast Texas. You got to take care of all the 4 Ps: plants, pets, people, and pipes across southeast Texas. Well, this is even coming in colder now. Upper teens to near 20 from Tyler, northern Jasper, northern Newton counties, inland southeast Texas, specifically Koontz, Hardin County, southern Jasper, southern Newton counties, in the mid-20s and the mid to upper 20s here in the Triangle. So we're expecting our temperatures to fall near freezing by 9, 10, 11 o'clock this evening here in the Triangle. As you can see the clouds in the background moving back on in. They'll be on the decrease overnight. More on your Storm Tracker forecast coming up on 12 News.
From busted pipes to boiling water, the water worries continue tonight for southeast Texans. Families simply scrambling to clean up after all of the broken pipes. And
they want to protect the pipes before another deep freeze tonight. Our 12 News reporter James Grant shows us how people are recovering.
The Dej M&D Supply here in Beaumont is still busy tonight. People rushing in to grab supplies. The most popular, new pipes and pipe insulation for making repairs. The winter storm wreaking havoc on southeast Texas homes. On the hunt for supplies, people rushed into M&D Supply in Beaumont Thursday, searching for the materials to fix broken pipes.
Now we got to go to work. I'm looking for a helper if you want a job.
Mike Lucas owns 3 homes in the Port Arthur area. All of them have busted pipes. He says his pipes were hanging tough until the city of Port Arthur turned the water off.
One broke. I had the stuff to fixed it, then they cut the water off and it broke again, so.
Lucas says he wrapped the pipes in felt paper and kept some water running, but that wasn't enough to prevent disaster. He says he drove all around Port Arthur looking for new pipes and pipe insulation until a buddy recommended M&D Supply.
This time we're going to insulate everything. Matter of fact, I'm going to get a heater and put a heater under the house next time this happens.
Danny Kyle, who lives in Batson, wrapped all of his outdoor pipes, but it wasn't enough. One of his pipes leading to a cattle trough bust.
I keep them insulated year-round. Just that one tank was out in the very open, and I guess the wind got to it, or just didn't have it taped up good enough. And I consider myself lucky.
Kyle wants to avoid this problem again tonight, so he went out for more supplies. Meanwhile, Grove's Fire Chief Lance Bio has got some advice. He says people should turn off their water and drain their pipes. He says this can prevent freezing and also help in the effort to get water pressure returned to normal.
If they drip their pipes or stream their pipes to keep them running, we're going to lose the progress that we've gained in our system.
Chief Bio says you can either blow the water out of your pipes or use a shop vac to suck it out.
If they could do that to them instead, it'll conserve the water that we're trying to conserve, and it'll also keep their pipes from freezing as well.
Chief Bio says newer homes built within the last 10 years usually have special piping that expands even if the water inside freezes. So he suggests those in older homes make sure to insulate those copper and PVC pipes. Live in Beaumont, James Grant, 12 News.
Appreciate it, James. Tonight, millions of Texans are still under orders to boil their water before they drink it. That includes almost all of the homes and businesses in Jefferson and Orange counties. This is the list we have right now. Again, most water suppliers have issued the order. Officials say they could be in effect for several more days. And if you want to know if your town is under a boil water notice, just text the word water to 409-838-1212.
New at 6, proof that the recovery from this week's storm will not happen overnight. H-E-B has temporarily limited the amount of products that you can buy. The purchasing limits include everything from brisket to water, eggs, bread, and ice, as well as propane tanks, disinfectant sprays, and first aid kits. Milk on that list. You're going to be hard-pressed to find any of that in the first place. The grocery giant says limiting product purchases is a proven way to ensure availability for all customers.
And while it's not snowing anymore, it's still pretty cold outside, so shelters are still open to anyone in need. This is a look at Victory Temple on 11th Street here in Beaumont. A volunteer tells us they had about 40 people come stay at the shelter last night. They plan on staying open through Saturday. Volunteers are providing 3 meals a day and a shower to anyone who needs one.
Right now, Energy has restored power to all but a handful of homes in southeast Texas. A lot of green as we check the power grid right now. The utility provider says 48 customers are still without power in Liberty County, 2 in Orange, but really just such a huge improvement. Across the state, the number of outages has dropped to about 340,000, and that has led to a collective sigh of relief for families from Dalhart to Del Rio. But this will be a week that few forget.
Got that right. Governor Abbott took responsibility for the humanitarian crisis for the state's electrical grid. In a press conference today, he continued to call on the legislature to make changes to prevent something like this from ever happening again.
I'm taking responsibility for the current status of ERCOT. Again, I find what has happened unacceptable. We have already begun the process to make sure that events like this never again happen in Texas. And that starts with reforming the agency in charge of electric reliability in Texas, which is ERCOT.
Governor Abbott wants the legislature to investigate ERCOT's response to the winter storm. He's also asking the legislature to mandate winterization and modernization of power facilities and set aside the money to pay for it.